So now for state management, which is exactly what we need here to keep track of where the user is clicking here, to manage all this state, we're going to use one of my favorite packages. It's a provider package. So there's you can also use Riverpod if you like, but I personally like using provider in most of my project. So let's go on ahead and minimize this and go back to our browser. Here where we were getting our packages, I can just minimize this and then search for provider package up here. And then if you scroll down, you can get this one here, provider Flutter favorites. Let's click on it. Okay, so installation, let's go on installation, then just copy this, come back to our project, come back to our project, and then let's go back down to pubs.yaml file, then down here after this bishop we can paste it, then let's just save, Control S, and once it's saved, okay, the provider has loaded successfully. We can close this, and then let's come back here to lib and then create another folder. Let's name this as providers. We may need more providers. Right click here again, new file, and then let's make the first one. Let's name it as game provider .dat. Start class game provider, let's extend the change notifier like that. So okay, now we can start making our what we need here. So first, for now, let's open up. We need the boolean to check if this is a versus PC versus computer or versus a friend. So we're going to say bool versus computer be equal to false. This is our first one, and then now let's what else do we need? For now, maybe let's just start with that, and then now let's create a getter. So we're going to say bool get versus computer, which will be equal to our versus computer up here on top, versus computer. Sorry, we need to put like that. We put it like versus computer, like that. So this gets this, and then let's now create the setter. So this is a get method. Then let's now create a set versus computer, which is going to be set versus computer, or we can just say void set versus computer, which is going to be a boolean. Let's make it as required bool value, and then now we set versus computer will be equal to value. Then let's notify the changes. That's all we need to do. So we are initializing it. This is how we get this value, and this is how we set the value. Okay, maybe let's put more booleans that we will need here in the future. We can say bool is loading. This means the application is loading. We can put it to false, and then let's get the get method. Bool is loading. Well, it's going to return the is loading. So okay, this is going to be the get. Then let's get the setter for is loading. So void set is loading is good. This, let's also make it as a required bool, which is a value. Then we're just gonna set is loading to the value. We notify the changes. What else do we need? We're gonna need more things here, but maybe for now let's just go with this. Okay, so this is our provider, and then now we need to go back to our main.dat, and then up here on a run up here, let's take this down, and then here we need to say multiple. Let's see what's going on. Multiple provider, like that, and then we put the providers there. Okay, so the first one we have to say change notifier provider. Then we can do that, and then put our provider there, which is a game provider, the only one that we have for now. And then the next thing is after this one here, that's where we can take this has to be a child here, like that, and then we're missing a comma, I think. Yes. Okay, I hope that is clear. So we have just added the provider here inside the main.dat, and then that's it. We can go ahead and close the main.dat, and then now next we have to go to the home screen. Here in the home screen where we are clicking now. Okay, if we come back in the home screen here, up here, let's initialize our provider package. So we're going to say final game provider will be equals to context dot read. So we are reading inside our game provider, which is we have to put it here. Game provider, like that. So we need to import this. Okay, there is our game provider. We have initialized it here. And then now here, if we come here where we are pressing on the player's computer here, so before we navigate here, first we will say game provider dot, what's our method, set versus computer. So this is going to be true. Okay, so we have done this method. We have set that to true. It's initially false. Okay, so let's go back to the home screen. So also we're doing the same thing here. We copy that, then if we press on friend here, let's paste it, but now here we are going to set it to false. Okay, so from now here we know once we click here, we are setting the play versus computer to true. When we press here, we are setting it to false inside the provider, and then later on, wherever we are going to read with this getter versus computer. It will give us the value that we have pressed. Okay, I'm just trying to go slow for those who do not know how the provider and state management works. Okay, so here we are setting the value, and then later on, whenever in the application, we can just call this value. Okay, so that's how we set it. If we want to make sure this is done or it's smooth, not just you press, this happens and then you navigate, we can wait for this to happen. That's when we navigate. Okay, for that we can, this method, if we want, we can put it as a future method. Okay, we can say future void, and then we can say put async keyword here. So now it has become a future. So now inside here in the home screen, we can await and then put an async keyword here. So meaning this will only happen after this is done. Okay, so but it's fine, we can just remove this, remove all of this, and then just keep it like that, the void method. Unless we are having any issues, we can convert it to the future. So that's it for this. So we need to stop the application, but to know what value we are getting, let's navigate here and read the provider data here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to, because here we're navigating to game time screen. Okay, so let's go to game time screen, which is this screen. So when this screen starts here, let's read what we have clicked. Okay, so here also we can just say final game provider equals context dot read, we're just gonna say game provider again. This is the only provider we have, and then we want to read what's in here when we get in here. So here let's just print versus, like that. We can say versus value, and then here we can say game provider dot versus computer. Okay, now when we get to this screen, we'll check our logs, we'll see if we are getting the value. So let's stop it, then let's run it again. Okay, it looks like the application is running. Let's see if we can run it again. Okay, the application is running now. Let's try it. So if I click on versus computer, we see we are getting the value as true because we are reading this value coming from home screen, which is true here. So let's go back and then click on friend. We are reading this as false. So far we are good here. Okay.